play. Alright,
Okay.
you got me in there?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Alright. I have always liked getting new gadgets, especially ones with the latest and greatest technology, and cell phones are no exception. Like with any new gadget or cell phone, the latest technology, it's usually accompanied by a hefty price tag. Some of us can remember the first cell phones, called the bag phones, where you had to carry them around with you everywhere, and they were pretty heavy, and then some of us were probably still in diapers when those first came out, if born at all. But all of us can remember how excited we would get when we'd see commercials from our cell phone companies offering the latest and greatest phones with the newest technology, along with better phone plans. Some of us would race to the stores as soon as possible to get these phones, and when we get them, we couldn't wait to plug all the information in and play with it for hours, trying to figure out all the gadgets that came along with it. And although I probably still don't have the most technological advanced phone, I feel I have the most advanced phone I've ever owned. For the first time in 10 years since I've owned a phone, I have a phone that does anything I can possibly think of, but I'm not sure it is worth the additional cost every month. The phone I have is called a BlackBerry Curve, which is ringing now. And it does more than I even know what to do with. How did I decide on this phone and what all does it do? I've only always ever been able to afford a basic cell phone, the kind that you get for free with your phone plan. And this is an example of what I've always had, just your basic phone. All it really does is make and receive calls and send and receive text messages. And that was always the most important things. And this is the phone that I now have, which I love and does everything that I want it to do, and then some. It does all the basic things like make and receive phone calls, text messaging, and I can even link my email accounts to it, so when I get an email through AOL or any other email account, it comes to my phone. It also is a camera, video, and picture, and an organizer. My favorite thing that it does is it links all my favorite websites, and it has their own icon on my phone so they can be easily accessed. And deciding on that phone was the hard part. I looked at several different phones when deciding which one I wanted. And because my cell phone company merged together with another one, I was able to get a new phone for free at no cost. They had many specials, including great prices on their Blackberries, but I never wanted to get a Blackberry or a PDA because even when you had your basic cell phone plan, you also had to pay an additional fee on top of that for the Blackberry phone. I never, wanted to or could afford to pay that. With the Blackberry, there is that $30 additional fee, so I continue to shop around just to make sure of what I wanted to get. And I finally decided after months of looking at phones. And I ultimately ended up with the BlackBerry Curve, which, as I stated earlier, does everything that I want it to do and then some. All the free phones I ever had were very user-friendly, and I kind of miss having those user-friendly phones. And phones such as the BlackBerry Curve should be reserved for technology-savvy people, which I'm not, because I've never had luck with any type of technology in my life. I have a hard time just figuring out how to use it to begin with. I have a hard time trying to clear messages in my phone. If I get too many of any messages, I can't send or receive them, and I don't even know how to change my ringtone in my phone. So is it worth the extra $30 a month just to have internet? I'm such a busy person. I actually never even use the internet on my phone. So it's still a question I'm trying to answer. Even though it does all the basic things that I needed to do, I'm starting to see that having on the extra gadgets is nice, but it's just not necessary. And I actually kind of miss having a basic phone because it's easily navigated, it doesn't come with all them hefty fees, and I know how to use it, which is the most important thing when you have a cell phone. So I'm actually probably going to cancel the $30 service and just have the basic phone and save that extra money. And that is the conclusion of my speech. You can press stop now.